industry is in a very interesting phase. I would call it transformative. It's very interesting. We talk about AI all the time, and yet AI has been in existence pretty much from the time computer science has been. And we all know for a fact that human mind works in two modes, reasoning and understanding. And yet, all AI specialists have put all their efforts behind reasoning and not behind understanding. There could be many reasons behind why nobody put effort behind reasoning, but there are two which stand out. One, that you had no clue how to handle understanding. And second, there was very low computational power to manage understanding in machines. Till 2012, when a set of data scientists in Toronto showed to the world that by using neural networks, they could do proto-understanding on the machine. And that very observation, ladies and gentlemen, I want to depict in 2018 via this video, which I'm going to show to you. So bear with me on the video. Do you want to press there? Okay.
Protector, exploring the expanses of space to keep our planet safe, and all the species that call it home. I am a healer, giving doctors the vision to create amazing new cures. Using the heart's own magnetic field to diagnose itself. I am a guardian, searching a mountain of data to keep us safe when we travel, and a sea of people to find a lost child. Machines that simplify our lives. Capture our greatest adventures. And make us whole again. Enabling taxis that don't need steering wheels, and those that don't need roads. I am even the composer of the music you're hearing. I am AI, brought to life by NVIDIA, deep learning, and brilliant minds everywhere.
So I am AI, and I know there are many experts who sit in this room, and they probably think that Vishal is using the word artificial intelligence extremely loosely, and yes, I am using it very loosely. Don't let your imagination overrun. For this talk today, we're going to talk about AI in simpler words, where software writes the software. That algorithm which world calls as deep learning, running on supercomputers, if given your digital experience, can indeed learn from you and teach your modules or your models to do more of the same tasks, specifically when it comes to image, speech, and videos. If you have that as a perspective, and if you kept that video in mind, with every single domain expert, AI can really augment every single thing that a superhuman was capable of doing at speeds that only superhumans can do. What does it really mean for us? That we will need very few software engineers to write software. Think about it again. You will need very few software engineers to write software. You will need all of us to teach our domain to the computer or a machine, and the machine will be able to learn and apply and write that software that we couldn't write to solve the unsolvable. That's why this observation is transformative. People use many examples, and I thought that maybe it's a good idea to use one example which the world is talking about. And at times when I talk about that example here in India, I know for a fact that they always ask me this question: will fully automotive vehicles really run in India? Will autonomous vehicles work? So let's look at this video. Okay, so when we talk, people ask the same question: if I was to bring autonomous vehicles to India, will India really succeed? But before we go there, do you realize that every machine can be autonomous in future? And yet humanity has taken the first course to make cars as the first autonomous vehicles. The reason is very simple. Because over 100 years of driving, there's so many rules, regulations, and methodologies that even a child, a kid, can learn driving skills. We can learn driving, our grandparents can learn driving, and in 10 minutes you can pass a driving test. A very easy driving skill to acquire in a very quarantined area, and yet if you have to codify that into a machine or a car, how difficult it is. And you can imagine where there are no regulations, how are you going to codify that? Now think about it from this angle that there is obviously a huge economic value for people to move from mechanical cars towards software cars. And that economic value is on a simple principles that when you were mechanical, moment your car moved from your lot, post that your economical value was all about liability. If your car met with an accident, if there was a failure of a part, if the maintenance had to be used, the car would be a recall, and that's how you would have to pay back the money to the customer. The future is different. Your value of the car increases moment the car leaves the lot, because every human is a sensor, and the more sensors you have, the more data you have. The more data you have, the more insight you have. The more insight you have, the more customer insights you have, and the more value you can add, and therefore more value you can pay to the customer. But how does the car work? The car works on three simple premises. Perception. Can the car really understand from its lidars and cameras and sensors what it is around. Where is it? What is it seeing? Secondly, can it reason out that if I was in this place, what's happening around me, anticipate what could happen to me, like how you saw in that video. If somebody is coming near to you, should you open the door? If it's your own owner, should I open the door? Or should I get in? If I'm talking on the mobile, should I stop? And more importantly, take an action based on that. So the world has made it pretty complicated, but if you take any problem, put a square around it, break it down into an engineering problem, these 3 steps help you to make anything autonomous, and that's where the pursuit of mankind has been. But what does it mean? What it means, the way we write software changes. What it means is that the workflow in which we used to write the software changes. The infrastructure changes. The business problems changes. The way you make money changes. And therefore, I call it, again, transformative. Now, a lot of people believe that, hey, if I can do the cars, I can do the robots. Let me take a video that I actually took from YouTube and show it to you how difficult it is to do the robots, because you know the robots only do specific things. Even on your factory plants, they do one task at a time. But look at this video and ignite your thinking. Here's a robot trying to open the door. Realizes that it has no powers to open the door, calls his mate. This robot knows how to open the door. And that's how 2 of us go out of the door. If anybody in this room can ever tell me a human being can write a software for this, let's have a banter, all the money in your pocket versus mine. The good part about the autonomous vehicles really tells you that it's going to be an extremely different world as we go forward. I come from the city of Bangalore. I know what traffic means. Every time I have to get into a car, I shudder because I know for an hour, hour and a half, I'm going to be sitting in that car to reach the destination. Tomorrow, my car is going to be my destination. I'll sit there and probably talk to all of you sitting in that room. It will be a luxury for me. I can use the windscreens to write and talk and meet and do my own bit. I will save 1.5 hours each way, making it more and more productive. That's the value. That's the value that's going to go forward. I'm going to show you one very quickly because I know time is important on healthcare. Okay, what you're seeing in this is what you see on daily basis, ultra scans. Today, most machines are not even colored. They are black and white. If we take a system and add AI to it on a supercomputer and take all those ultra scan visions and convert it into a 3D volumetric, look at the benefit for a radiologist, oncologist, pathologist. And just wait, don't be in a hurry. The same 2D scan where you could hardly make out what you and I couldn't find out, maybe the experts could find out. As we wait for the processing to happen, you will find that you can even see the organs inside the vascular plot. See the little dimensions that are coming out there? And now, instead of having those PET machines and MRI machines and advanced machines, which means changing all the ultrascan, you will now transform that and you'll be able to see parts inside it. Imagine augmenting a doctor who has correct insight and the machine telling him where exactly it is seeing what it has to see. Can you see the changes that are taking place inside? You can see the red color emerging. There you are. It's a 15-year-old ultra scan in 2018 converted in a 3D volumetric thing with every image that's clear. That's the advantage of AI. Okay, we just go on to the next thing and I'll conclude my conversation. The reason I wanted to talk to you about this, that we are living in a world of amazing software technology that has developed. Many of you are users of the technology. Many of you are going to make a sale of the technology. It's an opportunity of lifetime. Everything is going to change. The way we write software changes. The way we use the infrastructure changes. The way the business processes are dealt changes. The way we approach the problems changes. That means opportunity for all of us. And if that's our opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, this is the best moment for all of us together. There can't be a bigger period. And on that note, I leave you with this big thought. The software will write the software, and humans will write lesser and lesser of software. Thank you very much. Enjoy your afternoon.